Hey, this is your host, Anthony Tank Mansfield. Who with you today is
Jaimie Filer.
and
Michael Williams.
this is What You Into.
What you into? What you into?
All right, we're back in the basement. Jaimie, you're back for the fucking 11th, 12th, 13th,
I don't know.
14th time.
It's been so many times. It's like life is a repeat pattern.
It's just
A
constant.
billion times. Can we just say billion?
Yeah. Fuck, let's make up a number.
225,362.1.
That's what
That's
it is.
That's, You're welcome.
I was going to say 11 but let's go with that. That sounds way better.
17's good, yeah. Like, you know how like a horse can do that clop on there
Yeah.
and count? Like, that's how I kind of do math, so we'll count with that, yeah.
That angelic voice you're hearing is Michael Williams. Michael, welcome to the show, dude. How you doing?
Howdy, how you guys doing?
Doing great, man. First time meet, like literally, I've known you now for an hour. This guy fucking rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is when so much.
I like to think I do, but my wife will tell you otherwise.
Okay, well, let us build your ego up a little bit before she just crushes it and knocks it down.
Boost a little.
That's what a brother needs.
That's what's happening. And we're on here today to talk about you created your own card game, Warrior Within Underground, Brawl Till You Fall. We played it a little bit. Jaimie took you on before the show. It was awesome. And we're going to get
fun.
into all that today.
Thank you.
Listener, before we get into that, a couple things because of this episode. So this actually is touching on some stuff that has happened before in a couple different episodes. It's kind of combining two episodes. So if you're interested in MMA and it's your first time here in the podcast, go check out episode 46, Mixed Martial Opinions with Blake Hammond. Shout out to Blake. He's doing the Ran So Far podcast right now. Ran So Far Blake with Ram Barnaclough. It's awesome. It's a must listen. Go check that out. And Lloyd Johnson. Lloyd's the
Boy
reason.
Lloyd.
Yeah, Lloyd's great. Everybody loves Lloyd. And you can find him on Fuck You, We Like the Bengals with Alex Schuberts, a.k.a. Big Shubes. And then also check out episode 122, MTG, No, Not Marjorie Taylor Greene with Luke Effler. It's an entire episode about Magic the Gathering. So 2 good episodes to go into for this. You're going to find me at Neil to No One on Instagram is where it's at. Jaimie, you can find him on Instagram at Jaimie_Filer. And if you want to check out Michael's stuff on Instagram, it's Smiling Demon Games, and also on Facebook, Smiling Demon Games.
Woo woo.
Speaking of games, man, before we jump into talking about you and Warrior Within Underground, let's talk about this real quick. Where when you walked in, we started talking Warhammer earlier tonight. Are you a traditional Warhammer guy with like old school kind of Dungeons and Dragon orcs and knights, or are you 40K guy?
I'm a 40K guy. It's something about taking large demi-humans and shooting at shit with bullets that are size of pop cans. Like the whole aesthetic, just the way it rolls. For me, I'm a big fan of the salamanders. I had a Dark Eldar army, which was super expensive. I looked at some of the stuff now, like hold on a second, $200 something for that? Nah, man.
Are these the statues that we're talking
No,
about?
they're minis that you
minis?
break out of the sprue, you put them together, and then you paint them.
You paint them yourself.
Yeah, and they're a representation for Warhammer 40K, the war game.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
so this is like because I've seen the marketing before. Like they're real badass, like robots and cyborgs and fucking dead things hanging off of them and all types of crazy shit.
dude, Warhammer 40K is grimdark. Like for instance, he's got was it Event Horizon? If you want to know about Warhammer 40K, you pop that in and you get to a certain point and go, at this point, here's where the fuckery begins. And you just see the Warhammer 40K symbol just come on. Like from this point forward, fuckery begins.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I love the visual aesthetic of the Warhammer 40K world. I think it's so cool looking, and exactly what you're talking about. Like this, because I did an episode with Ian Schiefer from Secret Base Cinema. Shout out Secret Base Cinema, and we talked about that. And he was going about the whole thing about like this weird godlike president king guy, and then
you're talking about the Emperor of Mankind,
yeah,
dude. Listen, that whole thing is, I love it, but like if you look into Warhammer 40K and the Horus Heresy, man, it's like 50 books.
Yeah.
Like you eventually get to a point it's just like just give me a recap. What
Yeah.
Who's dead, what went down, you know?
Is it but you're playing the role playing game, correct?
No, it's a tabletop game.
Tabletop game. Okay.
But there's also a role-playing game that you can play as well. I think it's called Rogue Trader.
Okay.
Like, because you got to understand, Warhammer 40K has been around for 30, 40 years.
And there's books and stuff like that. I know there's comics. I'm a comic nerd,
listen,
and I know there's comics. I've seen
There's video games.
There's books.
games?
There's a video game that's coming out soon that I got to get a PlayStation 5 to
How is
get.
there not a movie of this? Like,
Well, Henry Cavill's working on some stuff, but at this point, when it comes to you know, like movies and all that media and stuff, sure. I'm afraid that all the stuff that I grew up loving, they are going to fuck up thoroughly.
It's pretty guaranteed.
You know,
Have you seen a movie in the last 3 years? It's
like
pretty guaranteed.
like I look at some of this stuff and I'm like, man, I'd rather watch old people fuck, dude. What? No, this is terrible.
It's make a SoundCloud rapper Crow is the new.
That's rough, man.
It's not that I really dislike the modern movies and they're too bad. They're not good.
Yeah.
But normally I'm just sort of like, it's not my bag. I'm not going to bitch and moan about it. I just don't watch it. Like, it's fine. I love old movies. That's cool. The new Crow was like, I'm like
I
a
have
child.
not seen it. I've not seen the trailer. I saw a couple stills from it.
Yeah, that's all they've released.
And
so
I was
far.
just I was like, I'm going to reserve judgment. I mean, personally, this looks
horrible.
This looks like a bad night at the warehouse. If you guys are old enough to remember that place.
I remember warehouse. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm gonna give it a shot, regardless of the fact that I think it's probably gonna be terrible because like everything that comes out now that's made by the majors is terrible. You know.
Yeah, it's sad too because I like Skarsgård, the actor.
Yeah.
Like I do dig a lot. He's got a movie coming out. Actually, it looks like a really fun action movie called Boy Kills World. Mm-hmm. Him and Andrew Koji, a guy from a TV show called Warrior that I loved.
I loved Warrior.
Oh yeah, well the main actor from it. So those two are in it, and it's just about a guy in the future and the world's fucked and he's just killing everybody. Mm-hmm. And it
word?
And it's like John Wick action and martial arts stuff and a lot of gunplay, and I'm like sold. I'll be
I'm
there.
sold.
First weekend I'll be there. But then it's like they showed these pictures, and I was just like, "Dude, what are you doing? Like, dude, this is horrible."
And Jaimie, can you explain to the listener like how much you love The Crow? Because like I from knowing you for a while, I know your attachment to this character.
Yeah, well, okay. So this is the thing. Like, since pretty much like first grade, it was like I'm the weird kid who's just guaranteed to get my ass kicked from day one, and like there is nowhere, it's that thing where like. Nowhere in the world do I see anyone that even resembles weirdness that's cool in my world. And right around like 12, 13, I went and I'm a comic nerd too, massive comic nerd. I draw them at this point. But
I'll show you the comic I got. I'll show it to you later.
Right on. So I go to a comic book convention. I pick up the second issue of The Crow and I read, and it's this like dark gothic guy who's like reading poetry and then shooting people up with shotguns and beating the shit out of everybody and like quoting just quoting like philosophers and like practicing samurai skills, talking about the Seven Samurai movie, which at that time I had no clue that was a real movie. Mm-hmm. And obsessively, like I was like, this is not a comic book. This is like art. Like this is like really what it can be. And then being a martial artist, Bruce Lee like was one of my first loves. Mm-hmm. My dad took me to all these kung fu movies and that when I was a kid. So the fact that Brandon Lee takes on the role, this son of Bruce Lee is going to do this movie and then sadly dies. So by the time I watch it, it's like got all this stuff added onto it. And then they made like about 5 horrible sequels and a TV show. And everything. They were bad. Yeah. I'm like, there's never part. Also, too, it was like my first intro to like it was kind of around the time where I started getting into punk rock and stuff like that. And like realizing like in the comic book, Fun Boy, who's like one of the major bad guys, is Iggy Pop. Like James O'Barr drew Iggy Pop as Fun Boy. Like, and being like, oh, well, I don't know who Iggy Pop is. I guess I'll start listening to the Stooges. And, it's just stuff like that. Like it made me aware of like how you can take every influence and put it into what you make, and
make something good.
And make something good with it. Yeah. It's just like, you can give all those nods. And again, like your viewer, your reader, your game, whoever's playing your game, they may not be aware of something that when you hand it to them that way, it opens up a world for them. And then, and luckily I've met James O'Barr, the creator, a few times. and kind of got to tell him that. Like, I was like, your book meant a lot to a really like weird kid, who's getting his ass smashed at school every day.
Yeah,
I
R.A.
appreciate
Salvatore.
it.
R.A. Salvatore was my version of that.
Oh, yeah.
with Dritz to Orden and all that stuff, and how he would describe the sword fights and all that stuff. Because like I'll have a lot of the same stuff that you did. My father took me to the kung fu shows, and I did karate. I did all these different things to eventually go and become a professional mixed martial artist. And it's a journey, and it's amazing how your journey starts with watching someone getting their ass whooped on TV, and it's like, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
I really hope that because I've had kind of a similar feel with this Crow thing, not to the extent that you have, but I too have been like, oh man, because like now when I'm looking at Skarsgård as the Crow, all I can think of is fucking 30 Seconds to Mars when he was Joker.
Jared Leto.
Yeah, a
Jared-
lot of people said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's what's in my head. I'm hoping that the one thing I'm hoping this is not a remake of the original. And to like, okay, if they're gonna do it, use the license, but use the Crow thing like it is in the comics, where it's like Matt Wagner
Exactly.
that did Grendel, where it's
He
like
did Grendel, yeah.
the Crow, like with the Grendel comics, everyone was like a different Grendel,
Yeah.
and then like in the Crow comics, every Crow was a different Crow
Yeah.
because the whole thing was the Crow comes back and grants you the ability to get revenge.
Obar's actual goal is when you read the original Crow story, you're reading Eric Draven.
Yeah.
He's not the Crow. The
Right.
Crow is the bird who comes and carries
Grants it, yeah.
the psychopomp that takes him between the living and dying.
It's almost kind of like Doctor Who in that regard.
Very
in some
much,
way.
yeah.
And one of the things that happens now with a lot of modern stuff, they'll take a portion of an IP and then just be like, okay, I like this piece, and I'm just gonna make some other shit up, and then wonder why all the people who loved that franchise
Yeah.
are like, the fuck are you doing? Stop.
Yeah, which that is weird, and they've done that Hollywood's done that forever, and that was one of the reasons why like the comic movies and stuff didn't hit like kind of back in the 80s and 90s, like when they had Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren,
Yeah.
and they
Or the
like
Punisher.
yeah, and the Punisher, and like all these films that are kind of like reinventing characters or characters that didn't exist. It's like you got a pretty good blueprint here. Like why not just use the blueprints but put in front of you?
Well,
You have what people love. You have it right there. You have it wrapped up. Why are you being stupid? Take what's wrapped up, do it over a little bit, and you got a bona fide moneymaker. But somebody along the line comes and says, "Oh, I think it should be like this." No, shut up. Do what's out there already.
Yeah, there is a the Crow. Some producer on the new Crow wrote and said, "Well, I wanted the character to. So we wanted to make it to where 19-year-olds would see themselves in the character, and that's why he's looking the way he does."
Okay.
Which I'm sort of like,
Kind of.
I'm like, that's real. I'm like, he looks like Logan Paul. He looks like all the male influencers right now that are like,
Yeah.
like of that bad vanilla. I mean, he looks like Vanilla Ice from Cool as Ice. Really hit the same haircut now. Dude, look at the photos. It's
It
terrifying.
really is. It really
Oh, I'm gonna
is.
look at
But-
it today.
The '90s have come back, unfortunately. The bad parts too. But the thing that makes me laugh is I'm like, well, couldn't you have made him like? As a creator, my goal is like my character may not look like somebody identical to him to understand that part, but I want to show something inside them that they're like, again, you're watching Bruce Lee. You and I do not look like Bruce Lee, but at the same time, there was something there to, or any of those, Johnny Wang, any of those Kung Fu guys, there's something connected. It was just, like it's still read to us in a different way. And it's like, they could have did that without making him look like a SoundCloud rapper. I don't think that because it's distracting.
Like now that I think about it, the picture that I saw the picture today. Yeah, motherfucker looks like Joker.
Yeah.
The bad Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the one Joker where it's like, not you. Like,
Like no.
Yeah,
We're good.
It's so weird. I mean, I do think the thing I'm curious about is a lot of these decisions I think are not coming from creative people. They're
No.
coming from the executives and
Yes.
these
Yeah,
companies.
yeah, that's
And
all
I,
it is.
And I do
Yeah.
think that they're going, well, what are the kids, kids nowadays are watching more YouTube and TikTok than they are movies. What are the people that they're watching on that? And again, they're going to look at the Paul brothers and people like that and go, I don't know, they got face tattoos. And these are also probably people older than us making these decisions who have no actual
Yeah.
clue why any of these people are connecting with anybody. And so they're like, I don't know, just give them face tattoos. It'll be fine.
Now that you mention it, like because with Eric Draven was a musician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they
like
turn him into a
mid-90s.
SoundCloud rapper,
Yep.
like when you said, it, I'm thinking to myself, if I see, was it Bill Skarsgård?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I see him start rapping, I'm done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might happen.
I'm done.
He might do like some little peep shit where it's because that's the thing is like the Crow has to be sad. So even if he is rapping, it's gonna have to be like sad boy
rap, yeah.
zany bar rap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
It'll be
man,
weird.
I hate this even more.
Like I said, I'd rather watch old people fuck. That's holding true. Like because I've always gotten annoyed at that. Like they did the new X-Men cartoon. Oh God, I heard it was terrible, and I looked at it and I was just like, why did y'all mess up another good thing from my childhood?
I like the memes online of Rogue where her ass is small now, and
Yeah.
it's like remember what they took from you. And
Yeah.
I mean, she just quit doing squats. I don't
Yeah,
know.
apparently. Yeah, I was like, I'm interested to see what they do with it. Like, I do hope that it is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it is something from my childhood that I did enjoy, and some of the animations look different, but I am excited to see the X-Men story get expanded and just see what they do with it.
I'll be honest, I've never once seen an episode of that.
Really?
And, yeah. So, I mean, I have no connection to it at all, but
You-
kind of, and which is weird because again, as a comic book nerd, you would assume like,
Yeah, you
watch
would think,
X-Men,
but
right?
hey, it happens.
wait, hold up. If I go na 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 na
Nothing. But-
wow, holy shit!
yeah.
Wow,
I don't know.
god damn.
Then you got Wolverine doing this. And, yeah, love it.
And Wolverine's cool. I like Wolverine.
Yeah. Oh,
Love me
dude,
some
all right.
Wolverine.
Well, you need to go back and watch some '90s X-Men because that shit was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Well, all right. Well, speaking of awesome shit, man, let's get into the main topic tonight. Let's talk about this weird Venn diagram of martial arts and a card game, which these two worlds seem very like not close to each other. So what? So tell me like which you found first. And like where you were when you found both. So like, did you find martial arts first, or did you find like card games first?
Kind of, it's really hazy because I ever since I was a little kid, I always watched the kung fu movies and stuff.
Right.
And roughly around that time, an older friend introduced me to Dungeons and Dragons, Rollmaster, Battle Lords of the I forgot the last name of it, but Battle Lords, all these different gaming systems.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day he bought some Magic cards, showed them to me, and then like showed me how to play, and it just opened up everything. Like everything just opened up to me, and later on, as I got older, I got into martial arts proper. You know, I did the kung fu and all the different stuff and didn't like it. Then I got into wrestling in high school, and something about slamming the dog shit out of someone, it just appealed to me.
Yeah.
And I got better at it. And then like, as I got better with it, Magic also came back into focus because a lot of times we were getting ready for meets and stuff. We're just sitting there.
Yeah.
We're just
Yeah.
sitting up there waiting.
All day tournaments.
Yeah.
You're just chilling in the
yeah.
bleachers.
Yeah. Somebody crack out an elf deck. Let's get it, you know? And it stayed with me. It stayed with me till I did reasonably well in wrestling till I blew my ACL, MCL, and PCL out.
Damn, dude.
And that destroyed my chances of going to college to wrestle and everything. And it put me in a bad spot. And then one day I was just I went by this boxing gym. I was like, well, let me go in there and check it out. Let me go see what's going on. And I met my first coach by the name of Jim Spears. And he had Spears Gym over in Mount Healthy.
Yeah.
And we went in there and I talked to him and he put me in a rear naked choke and I almost passed out and I vomited. And I looked at him, I said, can you do it again? and then everything just changed. Like I was over there training all the time and I was like, it just opened up stuff. And I eventually got to a point where the other fighters was like, hey man, you want to go do this new stuff that's going on? I'm like, what is it? And he's like, it's in an octagonal cage, no rules, and there's barbed wire on top.
Damn.
And I'm sitting up here like I'm like 19, 20 some odd years old. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not fighting in Thunderdome. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like that's straight no. And then they said the words that totally changed my life. If you win, you get to bang the ring girls. And
What?
it changed. Oh,
This is
man.
gladiatorial battles.
Like, then it changed.
This was this in Kentucky?
No, this is Mount Healthy,
Oh,
Ohio.
man, okay.
First
I was gonna
kickboxing
say,
gym.
Jaimie, this sounds kind of Kentucky
Yeah,
shit right
this
here.
this is actually we have a lot of weird connections. So back in the year 2000 to 2005, I was a professional wrestler. One of the main places I would wrestle at is Spears Kickboxing Gym. CWF, VCW, I think a couple other feds I wrestled at ran through that place. But I knew Mr. Spears, and like he actually
Rest in peace.
yeah, he passed. Sadly, but he was actually the first person to teach me how to do a judo throw, because we were doing wrestling throws, and he was like, no, let me show you this. And he was like making me pick up about a 300-pound dude on a judo throw, like shoulder throw.
Yeah.
And he was like, let me just show you how to do this. And he's like, you can do this. And I'm like,
Like,
I don't
stop.
want to, I
Like,
do
oh,
not want
shit,
to pick
I
up
did
this
it.
dude. This dude is going to like follow me and kill me. But yeah, so this is wild. I haven't thought of that place in forever.
Yeah, he he opened a lot of doors to me in that sense of I was fighting like almost every weekend.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
And like I loved it. And I ended up getting more into card games and D&D and stuff like that, because after I weigh in, I'm getting ready to fight, and all that nervous energy, because it was different then than what it is now, because now modern MMA, mixed martial arts, it is what it is. This was no holds barred.
Yeah.
So I was seeing fools getting stomped out, like literally A-Town stomped out.
Was there like the you know, what is it, the 3-point rule or any of that stuff at this?
No,
this was like
no.
you're in outlaw fights. Yeah.
No.
You're basically a fight club.
Basically
Like Brad Pitt showing up and handing you the ring girl that.
well, no, I've been to some of those wild ones, but like it was still kind of regulated, but there was no state athletic commission,
Yeah.
and it was called NHB, which no holds barred. And like I said, I've seen people get stomped. I've knocked people out with slams. I mean, like I've seen like some brutal stuff, but I loved it. Like I love the competition.
Sure.
Something about going out, and whether if it's cards or you staring across the ring at somebody and you throwing down, it's something about going out, competing, and defeating that person. Or in fighting, the flip side of that, you're getting your ass whooped and then you're on YouTube. It happens. and it's just always been something that has stayed with me, just that competitiveness, that drive. And it leaked over into my card game and such, because you played it. It's something about just two people getting at it, throwing down. Mm-hmm. You brawl till you fall. It's always been that's what it's always been with me.
While we're talking fighting here for a minute, can we talk about this? So there's I used to manage a tap room, and I remember like I would show UFC fights there if it was like on ESPN or whatever. And I remember distinctly one night I'm working behind the bar, and I turn and I see two women. I see them grimacing like. And I look up and I look at the screen and I see like some dude just got totally busted open, like crimson mask covered, like that whole thing. And they were just completely freaked out by it. And then there's like the other side of it where it's like somebody like you, where it's like, I want to do this. I want to be there. Like how were you physically, mentally, and emotionally preparing to fight in something like this, like what you're talking about, where it's like getting stomped out? Like how were you covering all three parts of this triangle?
Wow, that's a very interesting way of putting that.
That's Tank's skill set. He puts everything. Tank is a very interesting human who puts things in interesting ways.
Well, I've already had the competition stuff down from wrestling so much and doing well in that. And to me, the only difference was now I can punch you. I mean, that was really the only difference. And I mean, if you look at like some of the high level wrestlers, these guys grab you, they slam the shit out of you, like in freestyle. I saw a guy by the name of Ken Cherto. He's an older guy now, but when I was a kid, I literally watched this guy slam a dude unconscious in a match and then just pinned him.
Damn.
Like, dude, and it's not like dude was like somewhat out. No, this dude was out to lunch.
Sleeping.
And just dunzo.
Did you find that your wrestling was that kind of what you were leaning on a lot, or were you doing a lot of stand up?
Oh yeah, look,
just ground and pounding.
I am a 300-pound man with short arms. I am not trying to sit up here and bang it out with some dude who's like 6'10", hitting me from across the ring.
Yeah.
No.
What's that walk to the cage like? Like what is it like when you're backstage and they call your name and they get your time?
Well, best way I can do is tell you my first fight under Jim Spears. I did a lot of training with judo and boxing, and like I said, when they asked me, "Hey, do you want to take this fight?" I'm like, "What's wrong with you? I'm not fighting in the Thunderdome." But when they said, "Hey, you can you do something with the ring girls," look at me. I am not pretty. Okay, I am not pretty. I am not sexy. So I'm like, well,
But you know what you can do? Slam motherfuckers.
Pick them up, put them down.
so if I can slam some dude and then be able to like kick it with this beautiful woman, and all I got to do is slam you on your melon. Oh yeah, definitely.
Dude, are you Marv from Sin City? Is it the whole speech where they're like, if Marv was born a few centuries ago, he would have been on horseback slinging an axe on a battlefield and they would have worshipped him?
All I can say is, as a black man, I do not want to live any other time than what we're in right now. let's just throw that out there right now. Like being a nerd and everything. Me and my friends talk about a lot of different stuff, and it's like, well, what would you do if you had a time machine? I'm not going to
right
use
here.
it. Like, stay where
right
we
here.
are. Like, bro. Like,
Go to the future, see if Terminators exist. I don't know. Not going in the way back.
like,
What did you get to pick your music for walkouts?
Yes. Like one of the ones I would use is I'm a big Danzig fan
Hell yeah.
because my ring name was the Demon.
Sick.
So I picked a song. It was from Thrall Demon Sweat Live, Am I Demon, the live version.
yeah.
And I would just like I would hear that and it's like, oh shit, you done fucked up now. Like I've always loved music, and music had a hand in my fighting and also had a hand in my game. I don't know what else to say.
Fair, man. Fair enough. Jaimie, how about you, man? Like, how did you pick walkout music? And it could be for pro wrestling or for fighting.
Well, for pro wrestling, I went out to Wasted Youth Crew for Blood.
Sick. Awesome
Yeah.
pick.
Especially at that time, because
You can't wear the T-shirt now, but good pick.
yeah, yeah. But for my gimmick at that time too, it was just like we were the hardcore punk guys, and so
That tracks.
so we were the hardcore punk guys. I had to walk, and that song starts with "fuck you," you know. So it's like definitely was not the most liked song in certain places where we would come out to.
Yeah,
So,
that's not real family
But
friendly.
it let everybody know exactly what my
yeah.
character was going to
Yeah.
be when I walked out. So yeah.
This is what you're saying. I'm fascinated by walkout music. I'm always interested to see like what fighters pick to
Yeah.
come out to,
Yeah.
because I always get wigged out when people like come out to something like when people come out to something like super soft or like really like
Do
atmospheric.
you really want to hurt me by Boy George? I've seen a few fighters
Yeah.
come out to that, and I'm like, I think to myself, you better beat the brakes off this dude, because if you catch a L after that,
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about you.
Yeah.
But there's about 400-500 people in here who will.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but then there's like you come out to something cool, like
Yeah, I came out the one cage fight I did. I came out the Riot Maker by Tech Nine.
nice.
That song, like from the
Nice.
immediate moment, like that song will get you pumped. So.
One of the other ones I would come out to was "Come One Come All" by Ill Bill and Jadakiss. Like,
Nice.
it just had that rough, just like it's your ass,
'cause
Mr.
you
Postman.
gotta you can't have a song with too long of a build up. You know, you just gotta be
Yes!
like it's gotta be like
it's got to hit when you come through the curtain.
yeah. Because if you're not like
That's why I can't use any. That's why I couldn't use any Rob Zombie stuff.
yeah.
yeah, there's too much.
Yeah,
It's like we got to sit here for about 30
Like,
seconds. He's gonna
yeah.
sample 2 movies.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. and like by the time you're done, I've already walked up,
Yeah.
gloved up, and I'm ready to like. No, it
I'm
don't
like
work.
literally like the other dude's walking out too. Like by the
Yeah.
time you start your song, yeah. There is a like this is the pro wrestler. I mean, is like there is such a massive psychology of like how that music hits, how you walk out. I haven't wrestled
Timing, the whole nine.
I retired from wrestling at 26 and I'm 46. 20 years ago it's been that long. And to this day, there's certain songs I'll have on, and I'm like, "Fuck, this would be the best song!" Like,
Yeah.
oh goddamn, I just want to go back and wrestle one more time so I can walk out to this song.
Oh yeah, I feel it. I mean, somebody actually offered me a bout, and I'm just looking at them like, no, I am too old. However, you throw me enough money, I'll think about it. You know,
And you're like, but I want to get a good song too. That's my.
yeah.
What's it like when you step in the cage and the door locks? Like, is that a turning point?
Oh,
Or what
shit.
does that feel like? Yeah.
It's one of those things where you go, shit, this is real. And then you look at the person, and you look at this person who's trained for however long to whoop your ass, and they're looking at you like, I'm about to get in your ass like toilet paper. And it's for some people it's terrifying. For me, I was always calm. Like I was like the way I saw a fight in my mind was like it was like I had a computer, and I had these things I had to do, and if this person did this, or this, I had a whole nother set of stuff to do to either get out of that or to make my move to finish them.
See, this is what I find fascinating because you, with your card game that we just played, was that. Like, this is your fight brain that you put to paper now.
Yeah.
And even though you may have left that part of your, you said goodbye to this.
I don't want to though, but
You
the wife is like,
still kept that math.
I'll leave you if you take another fight. Like, well,
But you kept the math
yeah,
that got you there, what
Yeah.
I mean, and applied it to something else. And that's, I mean, especially as martial artists. I mean, how old are you?
I'm 44.
See, okay, so we're pretty
Like,
close to
I
same
had
age.
to stop for a minute and go, fuck, how old am I?
Yeah.
We did this before the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we
always
like
like,
carry the
I'm
one.
at the age when people go, "How old are you?" I take a deep sigh. I'm like, "Oh fuck." but we're at that age where like those things we have to apply to different things and how we can do that, and that's awesome. That's awesome because a lot of people they don't have something else to apply it to. And they're like, I don't know.
And it eats people up.
yeah, but that's great. Like you made something cool as shit. Like we just played it. I'm not a card player, and I fucking had a blast on that. So that's a compliment to you, man.
Thank
that
you,
you
and I
could do
appreciate
those skills and make that game that fun.
That's the way I wanted to make it. I wanted to make it in a way that, anybody who's not, who doesn't have Magic the Gathering tattooed on their arms and planes and all other stuff on their, all that stuff, go, okay, let's check it out. Let's play it. And then you get the excitement, the tension of, I'm about to do this, like what you did, put all that stuff down, and then I'm about to lay this fool out and then make that roll. I wanted to have those little areas of suspense because that's what I believe will make or break a game.
Sure.
If people just play a game and they're just like, whatever. No, you got to be like, oh man, I got to figure this out. Oh, I got to make this roll. Give me a 6. Give me a 6. Damn it, I didn't get the 6. Yeah. You have to have that in there because it's just what I found that people like.
We did that tonight when you knocked Jaimie down, and Jaimie had like 4 rolls to get a 6, and he hit the 6, and me and you both exploded. We were like,
my God. Yeah,
like,
we
we
popped
were
for
back
that.
up.
Yeah,
We were
we
like, all right,
actually
cool.
did a pop for it. It was like, hell yeah.
and that's how I wanted the game to be because I've learned with all the games that I've created and everything I've done, you got to do that. Or else you'll just be you'll be the next game that's it. Your game won't go nowhere.
You gotta be emotionally invested in something.
Yeah. If you're not, then what the fuck are you
What
doing?
are you doing? 100%. Jaimie, let me ask you this because we talked about music in MMA where it's like, hey, and coming out and being in the case with crosschair. What is it like on the pro wrestling side of this? Because like you're coming out, something's gonna hype you up, but at the same time, it's like it's a weird mix between like sports and theater. And when I say theater, I'm not like trying to be insulting, being like dorky theater kids.
No, I mean, it is.
But like it is predetermined. Everybody's friends backstage. You come out, you're getting ready to put on a performance. So like, are you hyped up? Like we're gonna kick ass, but at the same time, I got to protect this guy and not let him get hurt. Like,
I mean, if
like,
you
what's your mind like?
There's definitely times like I be wrestling certain people, and I knew that was going to be like my one of my old friends and that he was my tag team partner forever, but we feuded all the time. His name was Paul Jerzak. His wrestling name was Hazard.
Yo, shout out Paul. What
And
up?
I mean, like, there's like the infamous photos of him with his hand on fire, punching me in the face, and me hitting him with a flaming barbed wire bat. I mean, we deathmatch wrestled each other.
I can't. See, that don't jive with me. Like you ain't gonna hit me with a flaming fist.
I
Like,
mean,
nah,
that's,
we're not doing
well,
that.
it's always the thing where people are like, it was fake. And I was like, there was never a moment when I saw this dude light his hand on fire and I mean, it was a full contact punch because I'm going to ruin the trick here.
Yeah.
Lighter fluid goes out when it hits something. That's the trick of it. So it wasn't like I can just love tap you. He's like, I'm going to have to crack you in the face. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm taking Blood Fortress Strong. Tuck the chin and I'm taking
here
it.
comes CTE.
Yeah. I was like, that was the lightest of some of that stuff.
Here's the thing, though. You're like 20. You don't even know what CT is at that point. It didn't exist.
Yeah, but we would definitely have a certain hype. Like you would start to build off each other. And I mean, the funny thing is like coming from both worlds, being a martial artist, and again, my former partner, he was actually like a real life squatter punk, and this dude was like as real deal. Like people in the back were warned, you don't joke with him about certain things. Like he could go very dark real quick with people. But it was a known fact. Like we would openly talk shit. You know, you would talk shit with the guys you were wrestling with because you wanted to kind of get that energy in the back, especially like it's indie wrestling. Like, you know, it's like we maybe hadn't worked a match together or nothing. And we're like, yeah, we're going to go and beat your ass. And then, you know, we'll lay down a job at the end, but it's fine. But we're kicking the shit out of you before that. And they'd be like, fuck you, man. You know,
Yeah.
But you wanted a little bit of that competition energy to get you going. And it's also like, again, as much as it's not real, we know we're going to walk back there. I'm going to give those guys a hug, be like, fuck yeah, everybody good. Nobody's hurt. Everything's good. You know, you still want like a little bit of like, I want to show this motherfucker up. Like it's a different thing. When you go into a cage fight, it's, I want to knock you out as quick as I can. I know when I went into wrestling, I got to throw a 10-minute match with this, but like, I'm going to make sure he's safe with everything, but I'm still going to get the biggest pop at the crowd. Like, I mean, because I'm here for me. Like, I'm not, you know, at the end of the day, my character has to move on in this company, or my tag team. Usually, I was a tag team wrestler, so there is like an element of that still in the back room. And as much as everybody's cool, again, like we would have dinner, we would even driving was the worst because we drove. I've said this guy's name a million times. Big Daddy Def.
Hell yeah, dude.
Big friggin' Daddy Def was a massive wrestler, monster, and he was just what they call stiff. Stiff is. He's not trying to be an asshole to you, but he's so big when he light hits you, you're getting you don't sell it. You're just falling down.
Yeah.
But he would be in the back seat, and it was just like we would talk trash all the time, like to each other. What I'm going to do to you, what you're going to do to me, and we would laugh about it. But I knew, like, well, he really is going to try to like slam my ass into that rope, and he is going to pick me up and throw me out of that ring, whether or not I go with it or not. So I might as well just work it, you know. It's like, so yeah, it was always great. I love that part of it.
Hell yeah. Okay, Michael, when you were like in the fight, could you hear things? Like, could you hear the crowd or anything? Or were you like so deep in concentration it was just you were just like concentrating on the fight? Like, what was that mindset?
Well,
like?
I was concentrating on the man trying to beat the brakes off me first off, but while you're training and everything, you kind of get that thing where you can hear your coach shouting out instructions. Like I hear everything, but I hear him specifically, you know, and I mean, it's to me, it was always about getting out there, putting the guy down as quickly as possible, because I didn't fight just one fight. See, in the modern MMA, you fight one fight and it's a wrap. When I was doing NHB, we would fight multiple fights in a night.
Oh, Jesus.
So it was like I would have a thing where I would have to fight 4 different opponents. You know,
Are these like round tournaments or? Oh my god,
Dude, how like?
yeah, you're doing like old school Pride fighting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I had to go like, okay, cool. All right. This guy's he's some type of kung fu dude. Okay, you're a kung fu dude. I'm gonna spear you to the ground, and I'm just gonna beat on you.
Yeah.
Then you get a guy who's like, I had one fight. The guy was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and I was stupid. I took him down, and he started moving. And my coach at the time, Rich Franklin, who was the UFC middleweight champ,
Yeah.
Yep.
Great fighter.
Yeah, awesome, dude.
I remember him and Kerry Shaw saying, "Mike, don't go to the ground with him. What are you doing?" And I managed to get free. And I when I backed up and I looked at them and I was like, okay, now it's a kickboxing match, you know?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the crazy evolution of MMA for a minute and just like that was a thing back when it first started out with like you were literally just putting styles against each other and just see what happens.
Yeah.
And from that, there's like now like a new martial art has been built. Whatever you like MMA, whatever you want to call it, is like this weird transfusion of what works and it does really work. But there was a time when it's like you would have a guy with like one fucking boxing glove on his hand,
Art Jimerson.
taking on like a karate guy from like Canada or something, or even like the first fight in the UFC where like that Samoan,
a sumo.
yeah, the sumo wrestler like gets his like tooth knocked out by like a karate
Gerard,
guy.
he got by Gerard something, yeah. I faced that a few times. I've had a guy who was like, I remember hearing about a guy, he was a kung fu dude, and he said he said some outlandish shit to me. He's like, "Oh, you guys fighting on the ground, rolling around on the ground like you're women." He's like, "My kung fu." And I'm like, bro, this is not the '80s. This is real shit.
Yeah.
And he
You're not
went
a Shaw
out,
Brother film.
and like, dude, this was so funny. He asked me to corner him. I was like, "Do you have any? Have you had any groundwork? Can you fight off your back?" I don't need that. Only women fight off their back with their legs spread. I'm like, homie, this ain't the place. But you need somebody to corner you. And the way it went, this dude came out. And he was a wrestler. He threw a punch and he connected on the guy and picked him up and slammed the dog shit out of him, and proceeded to pass guard, get side control, and commits to beat the dog shit out of this dude. And this guy he hasn't done anything on off his back, so he's just laying there, just his head's just bouncing.
Yeah.
And I like, a part of me was like, I should stop this. No, he needs to learn.
He needs
something.
to learn. Today's the day he learns.
And he learned, and then he went and
You never lose. You learn.
Yeah.
It's true.
As Leo Gracie once said. And unfortunately, that guy's learning the hard way.
Some things you learn with a concussion.
Yes.
That's down part of learning.
Broken bones.
Yeah, I'm just always. I mean, maybe at that time, I can still kind of see somebody being in like one consistent martial art and saying like, I'm going to attempt this. But in our modern era, I'm like, I can't imagine anybody.
No. I mean,
Really grasping that.
Every once in a while, you see it on the internet where some dude in China will will take on like
The one-touch master.
Yeah, exactly.
Goes to fight this young dude, and this young dude mollywops him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this guy who's like renowned is like he is the man that controls the mysticism and the power, and then he takes on like a fucking blue belt, and a blue belt just double legs him, and then
It
proceeds
beats
to choke
the
him
brakes
out.
off
It's
him.
always like just amazing to me.
Well-
I mean, like I come from traditional martial arts originally, and I think there's worth to those, but it's understanding. There's so much you have to understand to even grasp what works and does not, and discarding. And my thing is, what's that?
We're gonna talk some is it Bushido?
Bushido? Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean,
my God,
Me and
oh my
Tank, me and
God.
Tank have had this conversation a million times. Like I did karate originally; that was my thing. And my thing is always like when you see like the karate stance, and and people are like it's completely worthless in a cage. I'm like, you're completely right. Okinawa, where karate was invented, was beaches that were hilly. If you do it, I've done Muay Thai before also. If I do a Muay Thai stance on a hill, I fall down. If I had a guy there with a sword, he stabs me. At the end, I'm like, it's completely worthless. But I'm like, the fact that someone would teach that to someone and go, yeah, go do it in a cage. You're a fucking idiot. Like, what are you doing?
Like that's that it's McDojo shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's in our modern era with over 30 years of UFC. I'm like, why would you think like, I mean, I get that there's karate guys that come in, but they've also wrestled and did jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And,
I think it's just being like realistic and respectful about what it is. Like I have no disrespect towards any martial art. Like I'm not going to shit on karate. I'm not going to shit on taekwondo or aikido or anything.
I'll shit on
like
taekwondo.
You want to?
Did you watch the Olympic taekwondo? I don't know what that was. That was not a martial art.
Yeah, because didn't dude lose because he knocked the guy out or some shit?
Yeah, that was.
I don't know. It was just people hopping. I don't understand this hopping thing.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
no.
That does sometimes happen.
Also, because it's just a kicking thing, they don't hold their hands up at all.
Yeah, which
And I'm
is
like,
weird.
Like no guard, no like
Just
like
hands down.
I'm
just
totally
doing
okay
it.
with you just hitting me in the chin constantly. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not an off button.
You
Now-
do get to hit some sick kicks though.
Yeah, well, I know. I will always say I was at a martial arts summit one time, and I am infamous back in the day, especially when I was a martial art guy all the time, and I was a snob on the taekwondo stuff. And they had like a morning warm up thing with a taekwondo guy, and my coach was like, "Yeah, just go out and like show him how it's done," Dude is like 2 minutes in and this fucker's kicked like 800 times and I'm on my like fifth kick and exhausted. And I was just like, fuck this. I will give him that, but it's a good aerobic. I don't know about anything with fighting though.
And like that, modern MMA showed a lot of people, like you said, what works and don't work. Because there's been plenty of dudes that I've seen try to do something. Like you may be good with your hands, you may have these beautiful kicks, but if a guy hits a high crotch single on you,
you're fucked.
and you're skying.
It is what it is.
Now you have this dude who spent his whole life putting people on the mat. He's now on top of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're dealing with certain wrestlers, like what I would do, I'd pick you up, take you down, and hit this move called a spiral ride. You try to get up, I'll spiral ride you back down.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to make every fight that I had to do, I wanted to make it the most grueling thing that you had to do. Because from my background of wrestling sucks. It's a grind. You have to go through all that shit, and it sucks. But it makes you stronger. So I had to deal with those years of suck. So now I'm on top of you. You now have to deal with those years of suck.
I see that's
Wait, are you doing the thing from the end of The Crow where Eric Draven passes all the hours of pain?
See,
from
we're back to The Crow.
from his
The
dead
good Crow.
girlfriend.
You know
into
what?
the
I
head
didn't
of
even
the
think
guy?
about that, but yeah.
this episode's
But then I'm punching you in
actually
the
just
back of
about
the
the
head
Crow.
too. So
Yeah.
That's called a callback, listener. That's what we do in broadcasting.
Yeah, it's just like I said, though, like you'll watch some MMA fight and it'll be like the guy doesn't know any grappling, doesn't know anything for the ground, and I'm like, how did you not think you were eventually going to be there? Like,
That at some point, somebody was going to be like, aha, we're off our feet.
yeah, weird.
Yeah.
it sucks to be you now.
Now you're in a world of trouble.
Yeah. Welcome to the
I'm
grapple fuck.
always fascinated with that.
Now you're the guy in the pool who doesn't know how to
That
swim.
there's still people that like somehow conceive that won't happen. I was just like, but it's like you don't have 30 years of documented videos to watch
to
this
point
happen.
to prove that point.
Yeah.
And like now you get these people who say MMA isn't real. Like, dude,
What does that mean?
I really just saw this dude get his ass whooped. So what are you talking about?
I had that happen to me. I was in a bar for the Anderson Spider Silva Weidman rematch when it was after. So what's my bachelor party is when we saw Anderson Silva lose to Chris Weidman.
When he broke his leg.
Yep. And then I was at my
I don't want to think about that.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
for
no,
real.
no. He didn't bring it in the first fight, but he broke it in the second
second.
fight, which was in December because I was visiting my wife's family, and this is before you could sail the high seas online and get MMA pay-per-views, and you actually like had to go to a B-dubs to watch a pay-per-view if you weren't going to spend $60. So of course, my wife's family really wasn't looking to drop $60 over the holidays to watch two men beat the piss out of each other. I was like, I'll just drive to the local BW3s and hang out. So I was sitting on a bar stool by myself watching the fight, and the guy beside me was like, "This is rigged. This is all." I'm like, okay, and then instantly Anderson Silva breaks his leg and turns to the guy. I'm like, how about that, asshole? Was that
He's like,
planned?
special effects, man.
Was that the outcome you thought?
This
was gonna
This
happen?
CGI is just wild now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like no,
Like, no, his shit folded.
yeah.
Oh my
that
god,
happened.
dude. Yeah, it's still like
Yeah, that
oh.
shit still give me the willies, man.
And then Weidman got it later. Then he broke his leg, and you know,
It's
some-
weird.
similar-
And see, that changed the game for a lot of folks because I remember when it happened, a bunch of my homies hit me. I was like, "You don't throw leg kicks now." I was like, "No, you throw leg kicks the right way."
Yeah.
And even then, you know, you're still fighting somebody. You could try to do it the rightest way you can, and it still ends up bad, you know, but you're there to fight.
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, that's like any sport. Like sometimes you're going to do something and something should have zigged when it zagged and now everybody's hurt. You know what I mean?
That happened to me.
Yeah. I mean, that's that. And especially in a full contact sport, you know, you're playing ice hockey, MMA,
I was gonna
football.
say, to be fair, yeah, like how many people get their legs broken in football?
Yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah,
stuff happens.
basketball. How many people?
Yeah.
If somebody goes up for a rebound, somebody gets under them and they slip, fall, and you know, fuck themselves up.
You know,
Somebody
it's-
screaming
it
their
is-
head off then.
It is an
Yeah.
accepted part of a sport. you
Yeah,
know?
no, I mean,
especially a sport when you're like, well, that guy is trying to kill me. I mean, like,
Yeah.
To be fair, like that's
I mean, that is part of the gentleman agreement of sports. It's like, look, we're doing some shit. Pretty good chance something's going to go sideways.
we're using our bodies. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
be cool about it. Okay. But then it does kind of sort itself out within the game because like you do have an understanding of like what is shit happens and what is something dirty. You know,
Yeah.
no matter what sport you're in, you can kind of decipher what that is.
There should always be karma points. It's like I'm not going to do something to someone that I don't want done on me.
Yeah, and that's why I don't check anybody's oil.
That's just you, Tank. You get you.
All I can say about the checking oil thing, that actually saved me in a wrestling match when I was in high school.
What?
A guy checked my oil and I jumped up, man. I jumped up like the Nation of Islam, bro. It was a wrap.
Getting your oil checked is your Popeye spinach.
No, it's just it was one of those. I don't even know how to explain it.
He's like in a video game and that power bar just breaks.
I got him and got away from him and actually won the match. And I still wanted to punch dude.
Oh, yeah,
of course.
Because like, dude, he went to like this. He tried to go to this knuckle,
Oh,
man.
no.
Like, did you like? I didn't know if the dude wanted
Is
to
there
date
like
me
an
afterwards
unspoken
or something.
knuckle rule? Like, look.
No,
can-
you don't do that.
That's the unspoken rule. You
I
don't
feel
do
like
that.
that's the fair rule. Yeah.
That's a gentleman's agreement.
He was like, look, man, I've been studying wrestling from ancient Greek pots, and this is just what you do. You're well,
no,
right.
no. We're not hoplites up in here. We're not doing that.
What a great gentleman's agreement. Don't put your knuckle in my asshole. Okay, deal. Handshake.
Well,
All right.
like,
I
go
mean, maybe
on.
that needs to be
Dude, there
spoken.
was so much grimy stuff that happened in wrestling. Like we used to have this thing called twins. Basically, when a guy pins you, he puts his nuts on your head, and you just tasted the twins.
Oh.
And I'm gonna tell you something. It's a shitty feeling. Because when I first started wrestling, I had it happen to me, and that is a horrible feeling for some dude's beanbag that's just on your head.
Just
and
nothing you can
you're
do.
trying to move and get this dude off you, and all the while his nuts is on your head and you're pinned.
And he's purposely doing this, right?
Oh,
Like,
totally.
what a
Anyone
dick.
who tells you otherwise is a goddamn lie.
What a dick.
This man
this is a dick move.
This man is doing in real life Halo teabagging right
Yeah,
now.
Yes.
here. While wearing spandex.
Yeah. And it's sweaty too. Oh man.
Oh my
Oh, yeah,
god!
yeah.
All right, guys, we got to eject out of this. I'm getting. Oh, this is fucking.
I don't know
rough,
which
man.
is grosser: visualizing Anderson Silva break his leg for the 800th time in my head, and/or some dude just put his sweaty balls on my forehead. But pinning me.
No, they're pretty neck and neck.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Both
man,
rough.
God
That's a
damn.
hard day.
All right, we need to get one more awful thing for a Mary Fuck Kill. We'll get to that later. All right, let's jump here. Let's make the transition. So let's start talking into the world of cards. As we're going between the world of MMA over into card games. Did you ever get shit from either side of this? Like, was there ever time where like MMA guys are like, "What's this pussy card shit?" Or was there ever time when like your card friends are like, "What is this jock bullshit you're doing?"
Well, with me fighting and stuff, I had a lot of my friends fuck with me, like other fighter friends fuck with me because I played Match the Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
There was actually a guy that I knew, I loved him to death, Justin Ham. I lived with them while I was training, and he saw my cards. He was like, Magic the Gathering, and they would flame me as much as they could. But they still respected that, hey, this is what I did. And they flamed me because I played D&D and all other stuff. But at the end of the day, they were still my teammates. And, it was just the quirk that I had.
Yeah.
But
Which is indeed like a dudes being dudes thing where you find
Yeah.
something that your buddy's into that you can make fun of. That's being dudes.
it's a camaraderie when you on a regular basis beat the brakes off each other and you're practicing.
Yep.
It's it's just that bond that you share. Was it the concussive bond that we share? It is what it is.
Yeah. It's a thing where you have something in common that you love, and then you're also friends with somebody that does something that you don't understand at all, and then you pick on your buddy because they do something outside of what you like.
Yeah.
But you have the bond, so you can do that. It's that thing where it's like, hey, you can't talk to my brother like that, but I can talk to my brother like
Yeah,
that kind
exactly.
of thing.
One of the fighters that's actually in the Warrior Within, when I told him what I wanted to do, he clowned me. And I really couldn't say much because if you look at my face right here, he put that on me 25 years ago. So it's like, you know what? I'll take that L, but I'm still gonna make my game.
I don't need a matching pair, but I am still going to make this happen.
Yeah.
Was there ever any pushback from the card side of it? Was there ever any time where like people were like, dude, why are you beating people up? Like, you seem like a chill guy here. Like, why are you fucking roughing people up over there?
Yeah, like a lot of people when they find out that you're a fighter, especially before it became mainstream, they would think that some of these people who are fighters are just mad dog psychopaths. It's like, no, like I'm a normal dude just like you and me. You put your hands on me, then it's a whole nother can of worms. Like I'm no different than the kid I'm playing. We're playing D&D. It's no different. And basically you get shit from both sides. But if you have good enough people around you, it's just like he said. They're your friends, and they're gonna fuck with you for whatever it is or not.
Say whatever you're into, they're gonna make fun of it at
But
some point. Yeah.
see, the thing is though, up till maybe a few years ago, D&D, Magic, everything under the nerd umbrella was considered a taboo. especially with being a black dude, you know, like a black dude playing D&D, then back in the 80s,
Oh yeah.
bruh, you had a better chance of seeing a unicorn. I mean, for real.
I mean, was it a unicorn in D&D or the unicorn?
No, unicorn walked down these motherfucking steps right here, you know, and I dealt with a lot of bullshit with it, but I never cared because I'm there to just play and have fun.
Yeah.
The same thing as with the fighting. I'm there to fuck this person up that's across the thing from me. Afterwards, we can sit down, hang out, eat some food, talk some shit. But when that door shuts, I'm on you like a cheap suit.
Nice. Hell yeah. I can't argue with this man saying like,
No,
I like the fact that you have the ability to like compartmentalize the shit. Where you're like, look, this isn't personal, but we've agreed to the rules of this thing, and I'm going to go as hard as I can in this to win it, no matter what this competition is.
Yeah, I think it's too. It's such always a fascinating thing. My wife and I actually had a conversation about this a while back because I was talking about friends of mine from like the martial art world and people that I know usually in that world, like as men, you know, this is there, like you meet men that don't do anything, never had like a physical struggle or, you know, like a martial art or anything, that discipline from that. And a lot of times it's like that guy that's going to be like, if I was in a bar fight, man, I would just fucking like go red.
Oh my God.
You know,
I go red and bodies hit the floor. And
it's like
shut
sometimes
up.
I have a tendency to kind of eye roll at the words toxic masculinity. I think it gets thrown at everything when it should be pinpointed at very specific
But that
things.
is a prime example.
Yeah,
of that.
that's a good example.
Right there. And I'm like, that's what's toxic is that dude is like created his own fantasy land because he's never had to push himself to be like, because that's the thing. When you meet killers and they're nice guys, when they're like people that are like, I could pick you up, strangle you whenever I want and it'd be done. But they're nice and they don't have to prove that. And then you meet this guy who's never once, you know, I'm like, you're too pretty.
And
You've never
he
been.
he thinks he's all that. Like,
Yeah.
for instance, there's a fighter by the name of Chris Curtis. He's a UFC middleweight. I used to train with him at Vision MMA. And, like, he's one of those dudes. Like, I just saw something with him and I think Sean Strickland where they were sparring with people and fucking them up. It's one of them things, like there's levels to this.
Yeah.
You know, and some of these people who think they can just come off the street and go spar with somebody who's been fighting for years. I'm not even talking about UFC level. Just fighting.
Just
for
somebody
years.
who understands how this shit
Yeah.
works, that understands the rule set of this thing, what works, what doesn't work, like how to move your body, where you shouldn't move your body, like all that shit. Like if you're somebody off the street and like you get put in an armbar, you're like, I'm gonna turn away from this. It's like, don't do that. That's a horrible idea. Like you're gonna eat
here's
up.
how you're gonna be. Like you're gonna be in a sling if you do that.
Yeah.
But it's always interesting to me. Like, again, like you show up and you're playing cards and you're being a gentleman about it. I'm just here to play this game. I'm not here to kick people's asses and remind you all that I could fuck up this whole room. You know, I could go John Wick in this room in a second.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what you're doing. You're playing your card game and enjoying it. And it's a good reminder to people that are not in that world. Like, oh, these are people who have interest outside of this. As, again, compared to this guy who's just constantly...
Well, it's... A lot of MMA fighters have had a bad misconception of people have a bad view of them. Remember years ago, my stepmom, she went out of town for, I don't know what the hell, they went somewhere. So she told me to come by, check the dogs, you know, do all that stuff. And if you want to stay and hang out, fine. Cause I was I was couch surfing or something like that. So I go to the house, unlock it, and I'm sitting there hanging out. The police are banging on the door and everything. And I'm looking like, what's up? Someone said they saw you break in here. I was like, how the fuck am I going to break in here when I have the keys?
Right.
So I end up calling my stepmom, and she takes care of everything.
Right.
And I later find out from her that some of the cops there seen me fight at Spears' gym and were itching to do something to me because they thought I was this loose cannon fighter or deranged psychopath. It's like, no. Like if I'm a deranged psychopath, homie, you walk around carrying a gun. What the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that, and like, you know, you're getting your shit out, you know,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah, it's all done in a controlled environment.
Right.
It's not like I'm just walking up stooge smacking people.
Right.
You know, like, oh, hey, grandma, here's a teep for your trouble. No, it's nothing like that.
All right, man. All right. So before we transition out of fighting, like, can I ask you this? Like, what was your first fight like?
Man, look, the first fight was wild. Like I said, once they coerced me into fighting, because at first I'm like, no, that is some Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome shit, and I'm not doing that. You know, but once you see some of them women, it's like, well, I'll try anything once. So I'm wearing a judo gi. Spears is in front of me, and it's just like how in the first UFCs, how Hoist Gracie was coming out. I had his hand on.
Oh, sick.
So
You're doing the train?
bruh.
yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Bruh, because like I find out the dude I had to face, because the first guy, he saw me and was like, I don't want to fight. Okay, fine, whatever. The next guy apparently was a combatives coach or combatives teacher or whatever at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Okay.
Because this fight occurred in Middletown. I'm shook because I'm like 19, 20 years old, and I'm about to fight a man.
You're about to fight the military.
Yeah, like I'm freaking out.
I
But
feel like this is almost Street Fighter.
Yeah,
There's
for
Guile
real.
versus
It
Ken.
really does feel
So-
like that, right?
we come out, and I try to grab him because that's my thing. I'm a grappler. I didn't really I know how to strike, but my year or two of striking doesn't supersede my 10, 15 years of wrestling. So I go to grab him. He stepped to the side and he hits me. And that's when I realize this shit's real. Because he hit me with a one-hitter quitter. And he hit me and I was like, I wasn't stunned from the blow, but I was stunned from the blow, if that makes any sense. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then, like, I just hulked out. I was like, come here. I grabbed him, threw him to the ground, and I put him in I forgot the name of it, but it was like a scarf hold choke from judo. I held him in place and just held him there and choked him out. And it was I can't explain the feeling that I felt. That's what made me keep fighting, was that feeling of winning, having my hand raised, and all these people are watching you. You are fighting. You just did this. You won. You just beat somebody who you were just told was the baddest motherfucker around.
You know what the story instantly reminds me of is when Conan gets dumped into the gladiator pit for the first time in Conan the Barbarian, and the guy kind of gnaws on him a little bit, doesn't really know what's going on, and the minute he gets beat, he's like, "What the fuck?" and just like beats the guy down, and then all of a sudden, like, everybody pops, and Conan's like, "This is what I was meant to do," and then we get that sweet montage of Conan just wrecking guys for like 3 minutes in pits.
It's a reason why it's one of the best movies.
I used a Conan quote
movie.
in my wedding vows.
That's true love.
Hell yeah! All right, first fight. What about first pro fight?
Now, the first pro fight, this was wild. Okay, I got to the point, I ended my amateur career at 30-6. Nobody else wanted to fight me, and my promoter at the time, or my manager, Nate Shook, he was just like, "Hey, man, no one wants to fight you, in the amateurs. Let's get you a pro bout." It's like, wait a minute. So I get paid to fuck somebody up?
Yep. That's what's
good
happening
day.
here.
Word. Let's do it. So they had me set me up against this guy. Now, I was a slim, trim, 320 pounds. This dude outweighed me by about 120 pounds.
Holy shit!
Exactly. So,
Was this man's name like Pork Chop or something?
Yeah,
like
man, look, he was something. So it's weird because, like, people don't know what happens. They only see what happens under the lights. They don't see the extra stuff.
Right.
Like going to go do the weigh-ins. Now, I'm a super heavyweight. There's really no reason for me to get on a scale. Sure. I just have to be more than 266. Yeah, 266. So that's all I got to be, is more than that.
Wait, is there something bad that happens if you underweigh in? Are you like everybody else is trying to cut weight for the card and like you're on like you're at 264 and then somebody hands you like a sandwich? Like,
I was just like, yeah,
you know,
hold
like
on, let me eat these
265.
carbs.
Yeah,
up.
it's heavyweight. Like heavyweight goes from 206 to 266. After that is super heavyweight, and people can weigh whatever the fuck they want. And I was still just stupefied because Hoist Gracie was in attendance. The dude from Viva La Bam, his uncle. Vito. Don Vito.
Don Vito. Don Vito.
Man, that's a callback. I was
Don Vito was there.
like immediately knew who you were talking about, but I had no clue what that name
So-
was. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Can we just time out about the weird MMA fever dream that this is, where fucking Hoist Gracie,
Yeah.
the guy who won UFC 1, and Don Vito,
That
are
is
the
a
two
very
celebrities
weird-
there?
Are they
I got
like-
more.
are they
Best
next to each
believe
other?
I got more because let's go down this rabbit hole because it's some weird shit. So, I'm getting ready. They don't put the fighters in the same fucking room.
Okay.
You know, I'm in one dressing room. He's another one.
Heels and face locker room, got it.
So my jiu-jitsu coach is seeing the guy come out, and he's like, "Yo, this motherfucker's a racist," and I'm like, "What?
What?
Like what? Exactly? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Nah, look, this motherfucker's got white pride tattooed on his leg." Now I don't have my glasses on. Bear in mind, I do not fight with my glasses on. I've fought with contacts before. Fuck all that. So I put my glasses on, and look, this motherfucker has white pride tattooed on his leg. Now listen, I am not a thug or any of that stuff by any way, shape, or form. But today was the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The song I had was
that
"Give
guy.
Them What They Want" by DMX.
Hell yeah, dude.
So first off, they told me that I couldn't wear my red singlet to fight.
Wait, you can have white pride tattoos, but you can't wear red
thought- yeah.
singlets?
Hey, this is the
This is
beginning.
America.
This is America. Guns in my area.
Fucking weird.
I'm questioning a few things about this
Yeah,
establishment.
yeah.
Go on.
Hey, athletic
weird.
commission. Listen, before the UFC got big, athletic commissions would let shit run wild. They really would. So when the part of the song where DMX rages, I walk up next to the refs and I roar at them. Roar! And it freaked them the fuck out. And like at that moment, I was like, I could die right now, and I've lived and done everything I wanted to do. But first, let me go whoop this racist dude's ass. So we come out and it's weird because all these people are watching, lights. I mean, it's all like it's like some surreal shit. And we come out to fight, and the guy tries to throw me. Being a wrestler, I did a rethrow and threw him to the ground. Mm-hmm. Now here's where it gets wild. Now I hold him down and I hit him one good time, and he rolls over, and he almost catches me with a roll. I hold off and I hold him, and I raise my hand up, and I hear Martin Luther King. Okay, I hear La Amistad. I see Malcolm X. Medgar Evers, basically every black person that was done wrong from the beginning of time to that point, I felt that power.
Oh, yeah.
And I hit this dude with all of my might. And boom! He slumps over, and I'm just cracking him. Boom, boom. And I'm looking at the ref like, are you gonna do something about this dude? Are you gonna do something? I'm literally lighting this guy up on the ground, and eventually the ref pushes me off. And once again, it was the greatest feeling, like almost better than sex. I mean, I can say it's better than drugs. I mean, like I've only smoked weed, so I don't. I mean, that's all I can say. It was better than, and it was just amazing to be standing there, and all these people are watching me, seeing what I did. And then I got stupid. I start posing like I was fucking Hulk Hogan. I'm like I'm hearing the Hulk Hogan theme music. Like, when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, like I'm feeling it. And
I love the fact that you defeated racism the same way Rocky defeated communism in Rocky IV, where it's like it's solved now, it's done.
It's
like
done. Yeah.
it's been destroyed. He's dead, and I'm hulking out and I'm posing.
yeah, so I'm posing and everything, and so then the fight's over, and one thing I neglected to mention, I would jump in the air like Kevin Randleman did in his UFC fights.
Yo, shout out Kevin
yeah.
Kevin Randall.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to a real
now you
one.
got 300-pound man jumping up in the air. When I would jump, I'd come down, boom, rah, like I was
That's
the demon.
awesome.
Yeah.
And so after the fight, you know, they're cutting the gloves, they're cutting the everything off my hands, and I'm walking back to the thing, and Hoist Gracie walks up to me. Now, I've only heard him talk in Pride and a few other things. So not to sound like an asshole or a racist or whatever you want to call it, I expected some fucked up English from him.
Yeah.
You were like, God, I really hope this guy comes with subtitles.
So yeah, so he rolls up on me and he's speaking the king's good English, and I was shook for a second, like, am I being punked? And he's like, yeah, that was a great show of jiu-jitsu. That was a great thing of you being the smaller man defeating the bigger man. I ain't got the heart to tell this dude, no, that was a throw, and I held him in place and beat the fuck out of him. What are you talking about? I'm not going to say that to somebody that I saw submit a 500-pound Yokozuna. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm just, yes, sir, no, sir.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
go about
Appreciate
my
it.
thing. And like, I later talked to the guy when I became friends with him, and he just basically explained that tattoo was from a time where he was young and stupid.
Yep.
But there is a thing called a cover up.
There is a thing called cover up. There is that.
I understand that.
I was going to say that too, but you know, like I've had all types of crazy fights and stuff like that I've had. But like my first fight and then my first professional fight, those were two of the most memorable ones that, you know, it solidified that I wanted to compete. I wanted to, like, I have to do it. It's something ingrained in me. Like I guess it's kind of like heroin in a sense. Like, I got that first taste in winning. Now I got more taste in winning. I got to get it. I got to get it. I got to keep getting it. Got to keep getting it. And it's just, it blossomed into something where I could make money fighting. And I literally enjoyed what I did. I loved it.
But one of the things that I think that we all must come to reckon with in life is the sands in the hourglass stop for nobody. We age, we continue. You can't keep physically doing sometimes what you once did. And it kind of transitions. And it seems like you've transitioned this now into like your card game. Like, so was that part of like when you like decided to pair these things together? Was that part of it? Was transitioning out of one part of your life into a different one?
I mean, yeah, because I mean, I've gotten offers for fights even now, and I'm like, dude, I'm old and I'm fat. You know, I won't do it. I mean, you offer me enough money, you know, I'll have to get myself in shape. But you know, it was just something that it's always been a part of me. Competing, whether if it's beating your ass in cards or beating your ass on the mat, it's always been something ingrained in me.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Wrestlers, dude. They're
Different
like,
breed.
dude. They are. They're fucking great
Yeah.
white sharks. They motherfuckers don't quit moving. Like they don't sleep. You know, just eyes always open. You know, water passing over the gills. You guys are a different breed, man. Like meeting wrestlers is always like a weird, interesting thing because it is a completely different mindset than the majority of everybody else walking around society.
I almost said Dave Chappelle. No, Daniel Cormier. He said, embrace the suck. And that's what wrestlers do because wrestling is a hard, grueling thing. Anybody who tells you otherwise is a goddamn lie.
It's by far the most grueling of all the high school sports.
Yeah.
Like of any of the things that you can do in like a high school environment where like, you know, the mass population gets a chance to do it, wrestling is by far the worst. Like it is because you're alone. You're not on a team. If you lose, you lose. It's on you. All the training for it, like weight cutting and all that shit, man. Like it is a very lonely world that builds strong people because it filters out the weak. I tried doing it. I couldn't do it. Like I did a season of wrestling and I was like, I'm good. Like like once junior high and then once high school. And I'm like,
I'm not going to lie.
I can't get with it.
I got into wrestling in high school. And I was at a major disadvantage because I was facing people.
It was like kindergarten, first grade, second grade. Like it's a crazy like niche thing because people that wrestled when they were in high school in like 70s and 80s were like, I'm going to get my kids started young. Yeah. And it comes into that. And
I ended up going 13-13 my first year. So I was like, wait a minute, I'm on to something here. You know, like, wait a minute. Like I'm seeing other people on my team who were wrestling longer, getting mashed, and then like just getting 2 and out and everything else. And I was actually doing good, and I saw the incremental rise. Well, I won't say rise, but everything was incremental. Like I was getting better, understanding stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, there's still moves that I use to this day. And I actually used an old wrestling technique that I learned when in 9th grade to save myself when I was attacked by somebody. So like it's all cyclical, and it all comes back to you. You know.
Well, I mean, again, wrestling is. Again, when it goes back to that guy who's like, I'm in a bar fight, I would just do this. Like, wrestling is one of the most realistic, like, I pick you up, I put you down. Like, fuck you. You know? Like you said, whether it's...
I beat you with the earth.
Yeah. Weird. Gravity's shitty. You know?
Well, and like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, my coach told me when I was really young, he was like, you know what? If all else fails, fall on them. Shit holds true.
It's true. Gravity works anywhere in the world.
Tank Zen truth right there.
It's true. It's true. I mean, look it up. Is gravity still a hypothesis?
I was gonna say, dude, there's some people out there that are going to argue gravity.
Is it fact at this point? Like, can we put the stamp on it?
Just don't start saying some shit about flat Earth.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's going to be somebody's got a video on YouTube right now to argue whatever point you say.
Oh, so yeah, totally. Like, they got that motherfucker queued up and waiting.
Again, you're talking to 2 white guys in a basement on a podcast. We might start talking flat Earth. There is a possibility of that. All right, let's do this. So what about, man, like, so playing cards, how did you take the step from just like playing stuff like Magic and all that to then go, I need to build my own game? Because there's a difference. There's a difference between like, I'm playing something and doing something to then be like, I'm going to figure out the nuts and bolts and the guts of this, and I'm going to invent something.
Okay. Well, like I told you before, I created other games under Scorpion Lair Games. Unfortunately, I had to part ways from them because the owner thought it was a great idea to call me and basically tell me that he enjoyed the thought of raping and killing little girls. And I'm like, hold up.
Yikes.
I can't be a part of that.
That's not a good idea.
So I had to leave that. And when I left that, I said, I want to make my own games. I don't want to be affiliated with that psycho. I'll tell you after everything's said and done some of the stuff that he said and did, but like I can't be making games and this guy is a part of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I knew eventually his antics were gonna come out, and I don't want to be around it. So I left.
So I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I can't partner with John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah,
this seems
exactly.
This seems like a bad idea.
Like this motherfucker wants to be the toy box killer, and I'm like, bro.
Oh no.
Like, bro, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
So what I did was I was sitting at home, and I decided to I have a bag at home. So I'm hitting that, I'm going over that, and I said, you know what, let me sit down, let me take a rest, and I queued up Magic the Gathering Arena, MTG Arena. And I saw something where they were, I forgot the name of the set, but it had like people in there boxing and all that stuff. And I'm like, hold on a second. So I was like, this is kind of cool. So then I looked and saw the thing where, what's that guy, one of the Paul brothers, where he knocked out that black guy that said something like, I'm an athlete. Like, you can be an athlete, you still get knocked the fuck out, bro.
It's true.
Yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, you know what? I have an idea. So I came up with the original outline. And once I hammered out the outline, I made my cards and I started playtesting. And it just solidified into the Warrior Within Underground. Because I originally was going to do an MMA game, but MMA, I believe, is too intricate because you got stand-up and then you have groundwork, and those are 2 totally different things. Mm-hmm. So I said, you know what, let me concentrate on the boxing game, the boxing aspect, the stand-up, and then later... with other expansions, I'm going to add MMA and things like that. How it works. So I ended up pointing that out to my friend. He is a 3-time WBC World Muay Thai champion, Stephen Panda Banks. Mm-hmm. he's in my game. And we got to talking about it. He's like, yeah, man, you can use me in your game. Go ahead. And the support that I got from other people and stuff made me realize, like, I have something here, because I showed it to other people and played it at various gaming stores, and people was like, this is tight. And I needed that. I needed to be away from the previous stuff to be on my own and making it. And it just clicked on how to go about doing it. And I fell in love with it. I fell in love
Hell yeah, dude.
with making the game, and I fell in love with everything about it.
Nice.
And I decided I was going to do this. So I went and did a Kickstarter for it.
Yep.
It was fully funded.
Hell yeah.
And like I told you guys before, now my Warrior Within is being printed now. And I'm working on doing stuff with Butterbean and various other fighters that I can try to get into it, because there's one fighter that I want to get, and I don't know, I'm going to try to talk to him, by the name of Emmanuel Augustus. He was called the Drunken Kung Fu Boxer. I loved watching this guy fight. He was doing some video game shit and knocking fools out, and I loved it. And I'm sorry, I'm rambling now, but
Keep rambling. That's what
it's
the
just
podcast
it's
is.
just about, like, I found something. I found that niche that no one else has a boxing game. No one else has a game that has real life former world champions in it. No one does. So I figured, let me do this. And like I said, I'm going to be doing a Muay Thai expansion that I've been working on, and eventually I'm going to do the MMA one. And then I have also designs for a kids treasure game that I'm putting together too. Like, making this open up the floodgates of inspiration to make all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I'm just curious, like, okay, so you build your game, you've done a Kickstarter, it's successful, you have it at this point. And again, we were talking about this earlier, I'm not familiar with this world, so this is.
Well,
I sound like an idiot. I'm sorry.
No, you're not sounding like an idiot.
Newsflash, I ain't either.
Well, and also, Jaimie, remember, a lot of the listeners aren't either. So
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Ask.
So, like, how do you market to this audience? Do you need to, like, show up at Magic the Gathering events is it Dragon Con?
Yeah, well,
Stuff like that. Is that how you?
That's what my
about
plan
that,
is to get booths at conventions and use everything I learned for when I'm at the convention, to get people to come over and see the game.
Sure.
And what a lot of people don't get is when you talk to someone, especially in that type of situation, you have less than a minute to explain everything and explain it in a way that anyone can figure it out. You have to do that in that short amount of time to get that person to come over and to play it and like it.
As dudes that have worked Comic-Con tables, I totally know what you're talking about.
It's the start of the pitch. It's so quick for a
And
book
it's,
and anything.
it's something I ended up I had to work on. Now, here's where I'm gonna tell the wild shit. When I was doing this, I learned a lot from multiple people. I learned stuff from millionaires. I've learned stuff from, like, dope boys and drug dealers.
Sure.
They all taught me different things on how to approach people, because let's be honest, if you're talking about the dope boys and stuff, these motherfuckers are selling death. If they're selling death and doing well with it, maybe they know something that I don't, or the guy who's making $1 million deals, maybe he knows something that I don't. So I talked to all these people and learned how to pitch my game to people. And so far, so good. I mean, I have a few stores that are interested in stocking the game, and I'm talking to some people to try to license my game out to a major combat sports organization so that they can, so that they can do it.
Awesome.
So it's a long process, especially it's just me. Smiling Demon Games is me.
Yeah.
And I don't have the money that Mattel or Wizards of the Coast and everything have. So I have to do stuff, incrementally, and opposed to, like, I probably could have went and, sold some stuff, sold my house and got 100,000, got 5,000 units and tried to go out there, but that's not realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're starting, not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're building from the ground up, man. You're doing the thing and you're working it forward. can we talk about this for a second? Because you were talking about like play testing. Like, how does play testing work? Like what happens when you hit upon something where it's like, oh, this is gonna fuck up the game and break it? Like, how do you approach this?
Well, like that's where you have to play test, and play test with multiple people, different backgrounds, different stuff. Because, like I did some play testing with my wife. My wife is not a fighter. She's not into any of that. My wife runs a daycare, and she loves kids. She's not that kind of person. And I ran it by her. She played it and liked it and was like, hey, maybe you should do this and this and this. Like, oh, okay, cool. I'll write that down. Then I'll go to a gaming store and play it, and somebody might want to come check it out. Here, I'll let you two guys play, and I'll tell you how everything goes. And some guys are like, oh, well, I like this and I like this. I don't like that. It's a matter of, it's basically trial and error and just using, your previous knowledge. Like my previous knowledge from playing a lot of Magic the Gathering, like I had to figure out a certain sequencing. How did things go? Because nothing kills it if you play something and then he plays something in response, and I'm sitting there like, like, nah,
Yeah.
the train, you get on the train, you're done. But like I said, it just took time and playing thousands of games.
Well, and I do appreciate you doing that, because like when you played it with Jaimie and I was watching you two play, like I was able to pick it up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And Jaimie was too, because and I saw Jaimie do it where like he was like, I'm gonna end the round now. Like within 2 to 3 hands, Jaimie was making like strategic decisions to try to counter you.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very cool. Cause like I'll admit, like before, like people have tried to explain Magic the Gathering to me, and I'm like, man, that's like a lot of stuff.
It's intimidating.
And there's
Dude,
math.
dude,
and
at this
like,
point-
I got to be like in a grassy realm to cast the mana or
Yeah,
something.
look, at this point, Magic the Gathering, I love the game. It's in my heart. It's in my soul. I'm going to play it to the day I die. But it has gotten very convoluted to the point where it's like, what? Like, I know that there's another set coming out where all the planeswalkers are furries or something like that, and there's another one where somebody got murdered, and it's like Clue. It's like, dude, I love it, but when it comes to some of that stuff, I don't know much about it, but I still keep playing on.
Yeah. Yeah, as an outsider, it's just it's such a wall to crack to even want to crack it. You know what I mean? It's just like,
And
But that's kind of the wall for any new hobby or collection.
it's
where,
true,
like,
it's true.
the first day you walk into a gym where
Yeah.
it's
Well,
like,
you're very
hey
right.
man, I
Yeah.
want to train here, and you like got to go to the front desk and talk to somebody and meet the coach and like all that, and then you got to meet all the people there that you're gonna be working with. Like that can be intimidating.
yeah, but I
but
do.
the problem with Magic the Gathering is, though, there's over 30,000 cards.
There's a shit ton of cards.
It's a lot of cards.
So
But you don't need that for like a game, right? Like all that.
I would hope
no,
not.
no, you
I would
don't.
hope not.
You don't. But what I'm saying is, though, with the
Like,
30,000 cards, how many of those cards have created a new event, like let's say Menace, or created something like Madness, or all these different mechanics that popped up, and now you're like, I don't understand it. Hell, I
Yeah.
was playing Commander with some friends, and they played some. I was like, hold on a second, bro. I got to see that card. What does that do? Oh my God, that's terrible. If I'd have known you had this, I wouldn't have did this. It's just one of them things, I guess.
How when you started to like design the game, how did you start to do the character design? Like what was kind of your thought process, and what were the fighters that I want to exist in this world?
Street Fighter 2.
Hell yeah, dude.
Street Fighter 2.
Oh, perfect.
When I was
love
going
this
about
answer.
it, I wanted to make a bunch of different fighters in that type of vein. Like, okay, there's a fighter. She's from Iceland. I got the context of her idea mixed of a Viking and her love of George Foreman. Because in her story, she was originally a wrestler. Doing the Viking wrestling. I forgot what it's called. Gimli?
Sure.
Something
Awesome.
like that. Yeah. And she saw in her story, she saw George Foreman win the title at 40 years old.
Yes.
So she's emulating his training methods and all that other stuff. And that's her thing. And you later on in the story that I'm writing, it's gonna come out that she's related to Bjorn Ironside. So that brings about a whole nother thing.
Nice.
Then we have another one. I love him, Junkyard. I came with the idea of him with Quentin Rampage Jackson, who's one of my favorite fighters.
Hell yeah.
Badass.
I modeled myself after him with wanting to slam the shit out of people. And then the Junkyard Dog, which is one of my favorite wrestlers I used to love to see back in the day.
Everybody loves JYD. How can you not? The thump, like just the whole thing.
There's nobody from our era that is not like loved him.
And Junkyard, his story is basically he's a super strong dude that was an Army vet, and now this guy owns a scrapyard, and he throws around engines and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You know, fairly simple. Then I have the Punching Pastor. You know, I've seen a lot of times in a lot of my fights that I've been to and seen, you know, you may get a guy who's an older dude and he's like a pastor or something like that, and he get in there and throw down. That old man strength ain't no joke. Yeah. So I decided to make one. And then like I have my buddy, Stephen Panda Banks, the WBC former WBC world champion. He's in it. And then I've got other fighters in that are real people and I have real stories behind them.
I like this idea of creating this world where, like, because even like looking at the art design on the cards tonight, where there's this thing where, like, you know, I was looking at like Stephen Panda Banks card, and then it was looking at other cards, and the art design was close enough where like you could have like a real character and then somebody who was made up, and it fit, and like you're able to like make this thing happen where real people can come into this world, but at the same time you can also like design your own characters and give them a really unique backstory and lore, and it's super cool.
Yeah, I do really like the mingling of like an actual fighter who, like, if I Google this person, I can watch YouTube fights of and know their record and blah, blah, blah. But also there's like a punching pastor, you know, and it's like, that is not a real person, but we get the enjoyment in this game.
But he's based off real people, though.
Yeah.
Based off, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of gives me the feel of like when EA did like the EA Sports Big series, and it was like a very stylized version of like NFL Street, NBA Street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like NBA Jam, like that kind of thing, where like you were taking people that were real, but you could commingle them into this world, where like you're doing like unreal things.
Do you remember Tank? Because Tank was a big video game head, way more than me. But back in the day, I love this. It was the Def Jam fight game.
Hell yeah!
Oh,
dude.
love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Def Jam,
we're off from that era. We probably all played.
Yeah.
What was that called?
The funniest one was where Ludacris would say he would rip your tongue out and lick his ass with it. Like I remember hearing that. I looked at my friend. I was like, I feel dirty.
But you know, like your
I
character
do.
was a video game character. It was just like, you know, pick random 1 out of 5 people to fight. And then it would be like, oh, I got to fight DMX now.
Yeah.
I can never beat DMX.
Yeah, the Def Jam stuff was so
Ice-T
cool.
was the
Def
shit.
Jam? Like, was
Def
that the name
Jam.
of
It was
the
Def
game?
Jam
Okay.
Vendetta
Yep.
and Def Jam Fight for New York.
Yep, those were the games.
Fun. Great soundtracks.
Yeah,
too.
If they put another one of those out, here, take my money.
Yeah.
Take it.
The character design in those games were just so great. Like the way they made everybody look and like how cool everything was. Yeah.
The music was good. Dude, I remember I would
Good-
just put
great
it, on
gameplay.
put it on the loading screen and just walk away.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I would just play it on my TV.
Just jam.
Yeah.
So in your game, is there do locations factor in? Because I know like in like Magic the Gathering, there's like there's like different lands. Like, do you have a thing where it's like the gym versus like an octagon versus like a beach or anything?
Not yet. I'm looking to do another expansions where I'm going to actually have gyms, and each gym will add and do certain things for each fighter. Basically. Yeah, I'm eventually going to that. Like, for instance, one of the ones I'm thinking about doing was a British gym where, you know, they deal, like, their hooks and stuff are really damaging. So you'll get a bonus to your hooks, but you might get a negative to this. You know, it's
like your grappling is a negative, but your hooks are a plus.
Yeah. I'm looking to do different things like that. Because, like I said, I'm eventually do the MMA expansion.
Yeah.
I'm doing the kickboxing expansion.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to expand in so many different ways. Because what I want my game to do is to be modular. I want it to be a situation where you can take Junkyard. You want to fight and take him outside of the Warrior Within and put him in the Muay Thai game. He can throw down Muay Thai. Oh, wait a minute. You want to put him in the role playing game? I'm thinking about putting together. boom, now you can put him in here. You know, I want my games to be affordable, but I also want it to be a situation where everything's modular. You know, because one of the things I want it to be a situation where just, oh, I want to use this guy. I want to see how this guy works out in this, or how this guy works out in that. It's always been something I've wanted to do.
And that's good storytelling too.
Yeah.
Like having a character. I mean, yeah, because again, being a comic nerd, like it's the idea of like you're giving somebody a character, and they're kind of the video game thing. They're taking on that character, and like you said, like once they play this game enough, they're sort of like, okay.
Well,
But then you're like, well, no, now you can go on, and you know you're going to do a trip to Thailand, and you know fight a Muay Thai battle, and it's a whole different battle of that, you know, or wherever they're going to go to.
Yeah.
And it does let them keep that character, keep what they attachment of it, but play it into something else. That's fun.
Yeah.
How did you decide to come up with your system where you're combining like cards with dice? Like, how did you decide that was the approach you wanted to work with?
I wanted to add the suspense, and adding suspense, it necessitated using dice.
Can you explain to the listener why that would work that way in a card
Okay.
game?
In the instance where your fighter is knocked down, your fighter has a heart rating. Let's say in the case of Stephen Panda Banks, I think his is a 4. What that means is you have 4 6-sided dice to roll. One of those, or all of them, one of them has to come up to a 6. If you get a 6, your fighter gets back up and is ready to fight again. If you don't get those, your dude's done. And adding that level or adding that layer of suspense, I felt was the thing to make it pop, and it makes people go, man, I gotta make this roll. I gotta do this. And
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I like this. I guess for me, it's just like coming into the idea of like how to create that, where it's just like how, like figuring out those numbers for the different people, and you know how, like just how to work that, because that's the interesting part of the game to me is like this duality of offense and defense at the same time, and then how you can work characters against each other. Where like, well, this person's a bad matchup for this person, but if you put them against this person, then they have an advantage.
yeah, I wanted to add just all the different strategies where it's not just you're picking up cards and you're laying them down. You have to be strategic about how you want to do this. Because let's say in an instance, you know, there's a term in fighting called blow your wad. Well, it means something else in the rest of the world, but in fighting, to blow your wad is you just went all out and now you're tired. And let's be honest, we've all seen enough fights where a guy punched himself out and proceeded to get his ass beat because he couldn't even keep his arms up. And that's one of the things I wanted to implement, where you have to be careful about what you play and when you play it. Also, you have to understand that you're also on a clock, because any fighter can draw the walk-off KO card. And
Which we saw tonight.
yeah. And in that case, whoever drew that card, the fight's over for him.
Yeah. And I do think this is an interesting thing with your game, where there is this like reality of fighting where it's, you might have something where everybody's kind of trading back and forth. Nothing's really landing heavy in it, and it goes for like the full thing. It goes to the cards. But there is also the reality of somebody just slips and somebody lands something, and it's at the right angle at the right time, and boom, this is over. And then also just the reality of things like combos. Like you and Jaimie are playing. There's one playing where like Jaimie put together this huge
Jab, cross hook. Yeah.
Yeah, and like got into this situation where it knocked you down, and then he had to roll to figure out it knocked you down, you were able to get back up, and then he got knocked down later. You had to like roll to get out of it. Like it does mirror like the realities of fighting, where
It's the
anything
pressure
can happen
too with the
anytime.
rolling.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
it's just like, please come
that's
on.
the whole point.
Work.
Like with playing D&D, you do not know how many times I've played, and I'm like, fuck, I need at least a 12. I need at least a 12, or I got to get a new character sheet.
Yeah.
Come on, 13.
It's a very stressful moment. You're like,
Yes,
fuck.
Yeah. You know, and then win, lose, or draw, once you're past it, it's like, that was fucking amazing. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
How did you decide on the artwork for the game? Like, how did you decide with what you went with? Because that was something I noticed about, where I'm like, this is just really cool looking.
Well, I was going through the different art things on what I needed, and then the first, the back of the card, the Warrior Within Underground part, I just saw that picture, and I was like, that's what the warrior within is. It's a dude standing there with his hands up, covered in blood, looking at you like, come on, you knocked me down, but I'm back up. Let's do it. And that's actually I actually had a situation like that happen to me when in my amateur years. I was fighting a guy, and I hit him with if I remember correctly, it was a hook, overhand to like a cutting elbow. And I'm a big dude. And I thought every one of these shots were one-hitter quitters. He took all those shots, hit, and stared me into my eyes, into my soul. And I was almost found wanting because I wanted to quit right there. Like, if I just hit this man with all this and he's just looking at me like, you know, you fucked up, right? That is the most terrifying feeling. Yeah, that's the most terrifying feeling I've ever had. I managed to end up winning the fight, but still, it was one of those things that it shook me. And it made me be a better fighter because not everybody you face, you're going to hit them and their just eyes going to roll in the back of the head. The fight's over. There's going to be some people that's like, oh, tasty, give me more. And it's like, oh God, I got to face one of these people. So I wanted to find an image or put together an image that encompasses that. And that was it. Just come on, let's get it. And I couldn't do any better than that.
As a visual artist, I can't underscore the importance of the image that you project to the public with your product.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where, like, you're on a shelf and people are going to see your shit, and this is the first impression they have of it. You have to have something that makes people go, oh, let me check that out, and touch it and pick it up.
Has to catch an eye. Connect.
There was a old movie called Basketball. Ernest Borgnine was in it, and he was talking, and what he said made sense. He said, people have the attention span of gnats.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter how good your game is, how bombastic, how great it is. If it looks like shit, people don't normally touch pieces of shit. So if it looks like a piece of shit, they're not going to want to deal with it.
Yeah.
All right, right now we're going to go on a basketball side rant. Fuck, that movie rules. Listener,
awesome.
you got to see Basketball if you've never seen it. It's one of the best comedies of all time.
It's the South Park dudes, right?
It is the South Park dudes. I pretty much anything the South Park dudes touch, I will
What's
watch.
the one about the porno?
Orgasmo.
Oh,
Yeah.
cock rocket! Like, oh my God.
I don't want some queer or nothing, but Depeche Mode is a pretty kick-ass band.
Did you know that? Do you know they made a movie about a dude called Cannibal Bob?
Oh,
Cannibal the Musical.
Cannibal the Musical.
Yep.
We've talked about
Classic.
this on the podcast before. It has my favorite director's soundtrack of all, or what is it called on DVD where the directors talk?
Yeah.
Commentary.
Director's
The
commentary.
commentary is amazing. The commentary, fuck the movie. I just want to hear the
The
commentary.
commentary is hilarious. It's them getting drunk and then they walk out of the room and they get high and they come back and they start talking about going to a strip club. It is the best director's commentary of all time. Hands down, number one. All right. Well, look, as we're starting to like just kind of wind this thing down and getting ready to land the plane, what about like, okay, so we're in the process right now. Like you got the prototype, you're getting ready to get the real things coming.
Yeah, I've already I've used the money from the fully funded Kickstarter to purchase the games, and I'm just waiting on Print Ninja, who are the ones who are printing my stuff. Awesome people. They've helped me through and through this, getting everything together. Awesome guys. I'm just waiting to get an email to say, hey, your stuff will be mailed. Your stuff will be done on this day. Where do we mail it to?
Plug where people can find that online real quick, just to keep with that.
I put together a website. It's going to go live this weekend. I'm guessing smilingdemongames.com.
Nice.
And you can also find me as Smiling Demon Games on Facebook and smilingdemongames@gmail.com. If you got any questions,
Reach out, talk to you.
reach out. I'll talk to you and we'll chop it up about whooping ass.
Hell yeah. Well, what's the future look like, man? Like what?
Bleak.
True, I'm with you on that.
Have you seen anything lately?
All right, random side rant. If the apocalypse happens, how long do you want to hang out? Like, are you one of those guys that's like, I'm gonna go until like I get into? Or are you one of those guys where like within the first 24 hours, you're like, well, it's been a good run, and you pop yourself?
No.
See, I knew
No.
exactly you were gonna say
Absolutely
no because
not.
you're a guy who's climbing in cages and fighting people. You're instantly like, yeah, I'm just gonna go role play Mad Max Land.
Nah, homie, we playing Fallout. We are playing Fallout.
I really hope that you get power armor.
I would love to have power armor. Look,
Dude, who would not want to have
look,
power
look,
armor?
look,
Everyone wants to
look,
have power
that
armor.
would be every weird space marine fantasy I've ever had.
It just-
to be running around
right
in power
there.
armor, you know, the Emperor protects. Boom.
Dropping dudes. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so I know that. I mean, obviously, there's the future of like you want this thing to like go far and wide in every place it can. Is there anything in the future that you want to do with the game? Like, is there anything where like, is there a certain like convention that you want to work, or is there anything where like, is there a certain fighter that you want to sit down and play the game with? Like, is it the kind of thing where you're like, oh shit, the UFC, you know, has invited me to like come out and play with like Israel Alessandra?
Sean Strickland.
You want to see Sean Strickland?
Sean Strickland is an absolute lunatic, but he's one of those kind of fighters that I've always enjoyed because I've known fighters like him in you know, in training. They're complete assholes, but if you need something, they will come to you and help you out. Mm-hmm. But also, they're absolute fucking savages, and that's what he is. Like Chris Curtis, I've mentioned him before. He's another one of those dudes that's an absolute savage. He taught me about body shots because we were sparring and he hit me and I almost pooped myself. And it was like I legit, like as a bigger dude and having a belly, I've never really been bothered by body shots.
Is just absorbing stuff.
Yeah. So
But
he hit me and was like, hey man, you know that fried chicken you had about 3 hours ago? It's coming out. You have to decide where it's coming out from.
Oh damn, dude. Okay, so if you're gonna sit down and play with Sean Strickland, would you play with Nina Drama?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Nina Drama. She's I forget her.
Was that the chick he said something about fingering or something crazy?
No, she was the chick where Tom Aspinall.
Oh, Tom Aspinal did that.
Yeah,
My
I was
bad.
talking about fingering her. Yeah. I forget her real last name. It's like Nina Martinez or something like that. But her handle on Instagram is like Nina Drama, and yeah, she's hilarious. She's doing like really cool work right now where she's like interviewing people and like having like fun conversations with like people like Sean Strickland. Like there's a very famous interview where it's like a 45-minute long thing where like they're at the Grand Canyon or some shit, and she's wearing like a
He's got like a cowboy hat talking about killing folks and shit.
yeah, and she's dressed up as like a fucking Boy Scout, you know, or like a park ranger. Just she's very goofy. Like she's hot, she's goofy, and she's making good content. Check out Nina Drama online. All right. Well, look, guys. As we shut this thing down, it's been a blast, man. It's been so much fun talking to you. It's been so much fun talking to you, Jaimie. Can you let people know where they can find you online?
Jaimie JAIMIE _Filer on Instagram. That's about all I got as far as anartofdoom.blogspot.com. But if you go to one, it's the same as Instagram.
Michael, hit the plugs all again one more time, man.
Smiling Demon Games on Instagram, same as on Facebook, and smilingdemongames.com. It's the website that I'm putting together so that people can purchase The Warrior Within Underground. And then last but not least, smilingdemongames@gmail.com. You got any questions, concerns, or if you want me to make you a fighter in my game, shoot me a message and let's talk.
I want a Jaimie. I'm not even going to email
fine.
you. Make
I'm
a
fine.
Jaimie.
Make a Jaimie.
Please give me a Jaimie in this game. I want to fight as Jaimie.
One of my best friends, he helped with the Kickstarter, and I'm actually making a card for him, and then I'm making some cards for some other people. I mean, if people want to be in it, there's a fee that will be involved. You pay that fee, you get the game, and then once everything's said and done, you'll get the card sent to you.
All right.
So you could be a fighter in my game.
All right, perfect. All right, we're going to be talking later. Listener, you can find me at Neo to No One on Instagram. And thank you for listening to What You Into. If it's your first time listening to the show, do me a favor. Check out the back catalog. We have over 150 episodes. Everything's evergreen. You can jump in wherever you want. You don't have to listen in like any particular order. Just go through the list. If there's a hobby, a collection, or a fandom that you're into, there's probably an episode for it. Just jump in and check it out. Guys, thank you so much for doing the episode. I had a blast.
Thanks, bud.
Thanks talking.
Thank you.
Like all sorts of wild ass mixed martial arts shit and nerdy shit as well. And listener, peace.